but not this one. Literally, the young men and women and that were in here yesterday were game changing. They did an amazing job. I'm gonna say it again. The Forge. Now, yesterday was the premiere. The actual movie comes out in August, and so we are looking forward to. It's on BET, right? Okay, yes. Everybody looking like deer in the headlights. Well, yeah, it's supposed to be airing on BET, so we definitely want to make sure that we support it. I am forever grateful that they invited us. Well, you know what? Hopefully you're forever grateful for today, because just like any other day, it is our aim to send you back better than you came. So keep it locked, y'all. We got news to share and news you can use right here on Inspiration 1390.
Hey, it's your main man, Action Jackson. Okay, so feeling fed up with your boss, ready to take control at work? Join us for the National Black Working Center's Working While Black Expo, going down Saturday, August the 3rd from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Chicago Teachers Union, located 1901 West Carroll Avenue. Learn how to navigate hostile workplaces, meet attorneys, gain skills to fight discrimination, and advocate for fair wages and opportunities. Workplace justice, food, music, and entertainment all under one roof. Visit workingwhileblackexpo.org.
What's up, Stu? How is... Hey, Tanya. Stu, how is New York? Your kindergarten classroom. Literally, I saw a beautiful picture of you and Joy. I see that you guys are doing your thing at the NMA, which is the National Medical Association. I don't know what the rest of it is. But yes, honey, thank you so much. I don't know about that orange you're talking about. Let's see. How did you see it? Woo! Oh my God, it's beautiful and hot. Good. Let me tell you something. Linda T. Stewart is my doctor, and she's also my friend. She's a FISC guy. She's my sister in red. Well, you know I'm a AKA, but she's still my sister in red. Super excited that you are here. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. Been a long day, like already. Like a lot of times people say, oh, I've done more by 9 o'clock than most people have done all day. Well, today, that's my day. But today's online exclusive topic. You having an orange summer? Well, that's called a hot girl summer when it's red hot like that. But listen, today's exclusive topic is, now I want you guys to be very intentional about this. Listen good. Do you want to be a fountain or do you want to be a drain? A fountain? You look like you might be contemplating drain. Or do you want to have fountains or drains around you? You know, of course, that's subliminal. So I want you guys to think deep.
Can't deal with no drains, man.
What would you do if you had a draining person around you? Like, when you have drains are associated with negativity, right? So if you have drains around you, how do you handle that? Let's just say somebody that you cannot. Say it was your mom. What would you do?
I let her breathe for a couple days. I let her breathe for a month.
You would give her 500 feet.
If it's a month, if it's a couple months, I just let her breathe. I just can't have that.
Mama get a pass.
She get a pass.
Everybody else.
Let her breathe.
Everybody else we plug.
Let her drain out herself a little bit.
But typically, do drains drain themselves, or do they just drain you?
They drain themselves.
I think they drain themselves.
They burn out.
I think they have to.
Okay.
Because I think deep down they know they're being a drain.
You think so?
I think deep down, even if they're not willing to admit it, they know that they're being draining.
I beg to differ with you. I have somebody in my life that I cannot give 1,000 feet. They are very draining.
30 seconds.
And,
But are they negative or are they
very
just
negative
just because they're high energy?
No. Now, I'm not talking about that kind of drain.
Negative drain.
Yeah, negative drain.
And they don't see that they're negative at all.
They have no idea. They're like, oh my God, like really?
That's delusion.
You got 15 seconds.
I feel like you have to be somewhat self-aware. But I guess some people aren't.
Money.
866-447-3344. We're in the room with Tamara Fair on the Brunch Bunch.
So we're doing play on words here today, y'all. Putin be Putin, don't he? Oh no. And it's not Pootin, it's Putin. So Putin, who is I don't know what he is, the czar, the prime minister, the president of Russia, he is back in the news. Why Putin thinks he's the winner in a prisoner swap. It's something Vladimir Putin does rarely, and that's go to the airport to meet people off the plane himself. Well, on the tarmac at Moscow's Vankuvo airport, he went to meet and greet those Russians whose release he secured from foreign jails, part of the largest prison swap between Russia and the West since the Cold War. So out of the plane and down the steps came 10 people, including spies, sleeper agents, and a convicted assassin. Well, congratulations on your return to the motherland, he told them. I don't really know how Putin talks, so if my rendition, if my accent is wrong, don't hold it to me. It's just that me and him stopped texting and we don't talk anymore. So I took him out of my face. So that's how he was a drain. He was a drain. So you could tell that the Kremlin believes that it has something to celebrate. For the returning Russians, there was a red carpet reception and a guard of honor, and there were bouquets of flowers, of course, and some hugs from the president himself. So Mr. Putin embraced Vladimir
Vladimir.
No.
They said that on the news this morning. I thought they were talking about Putin.
Vladimir is Putin. His name is Krasikov. Yep. The FSB hitman who'd been serving a life sentence in Germany for assassinating a Georgian-born Chechen descent. So, but President Putin promised them all state awards. I would like to address those who have been in direct connection to the military service. He continued, thank you for your loyalty, to your oath, and to your duty to the motherland, which has never been forgotten, not for one moment. There's another message the pro-Kremlin press is putting out right now. Good riddance to those Russia has freed from his prisons and who've been flown abroad. Well, 8 Russians who've been jailed in NATO countries have returned to the motherland in exchange for individuals who have been acting to the detriment of Russia's national security, says the government's paper. We're referring to the descendants released by Moscow Kamaskavaskalitum claim that they have ditched the former motherland and flown to those who hired them. Now, I want to be clear that this is not the assassin allegedly. So who hired them is up in the air. I don't know what they hired them for. So attempts to discredit critics and opponents lavish praise for loyal supporters who were portrayed as true patriots. It continues. Well, all this helped the authorities make the case with the Russian people that the prison swap was one of the most, if not the most successful in Kremlin history. There is no doubt that the Kremlin views this prison swap as a victory for Moscow. It got what it wanted. It got its agents back, including the man who was the number 1 on the wish list, and that's Krasikov. Yeah, Krasikov. Well, the German authorities had initially been unwilling to release the convicted assassin, who a German court had conducted and acted on behalf of the Russian authorities. Well, the reluctance softened as wider deals took shape. So, if you can make a deal, release a convicted assassin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen in the United States. They just don't broadcast it. Some of these things are just not news. I won't say newsworthy, but not news appropriate. Let's say that.
Oh, so you like Trump is fake news?
No, I don't think this is fake news. I just think
I'm saying that America don't show it on their news, on our news. Like I'm not American.
Because it instills a fear in Americans. It instills a fear in anybody that you have this person that is loose, and of course they loose. And so 3 Americans freed in this major prison swap with Russia are also welcome home, and that is Evan Kershkovich, Alsu Kurmasheva. Can you imagine we have to teach these kids how to spell their names in preschool? And Paul Whelan. Okay, that's the one we can teach. They greeted the President Biden and Vice President Harris as they arrived at the Joint Base Andrews in Maryland. Now, I don't know what they did in order to become prisoners. I just know that they are back on U.S. soil. But the only one that really scares me and I haven't really delved is the assassin. Because if you're a stealth assassin, you don't know when you're in the coffee line. No.
Because I'm like, is it like a bike where you just keep remembering how to ride and he just still an assassin? He's free.
I mean, your skill sets are your skill sets for life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you do?
You go for right back.
You go
right
like,
back to
I mean, if that's your
Because
okay.
that's how you make your money.
Yeah,
I was
How
gonna
else
say,
you
if you
gonna
an
do it?
electrician
Yeah.
and you go to jail, when you come out of jail, you an electrician, and when you get out, right?
Yeah.
You ain't getting ready to be.
But the reason I thought of that because we know drug dealers that go to jail are murderers, and they don't sometimes get out and go back to selling drugs or murder. So maybe he's been
that's
redeemed.
a different principle, though.
Yeah.
So drug dealers, they still have mathematical skills that they can extrapolate into other areas like real estate, like construction. You know, you just got to
Right.
be able to count and sell, right? However, when you're an assassin, what do you do? Like, how do you carry those skill sets over into another industry? I don't want you to think about that.
Because that sounds like a good thing that we can go through and talk about the different skills assassins have. But we'll be here. No, you know how I teach. When I got my young people, I used to teach job readiness workshops. We used to talk about transferable skills, right?
Mhm.
And one of my favorite activities was like, hey, if you're a drug dealer, let's talk about some of the skills it takes to be a drug dealer. You got some business acumen, you have some leadership roles. If you're at the top, if you're a pack boy, you're a great employee, you know how to service customers. You know, it was all of those different things. You know, to take the negative, turn it into a positive. So with an assassin, give me one.
Really? I just told you. I don't know how you extend those skill sets into something else. Okay, you are stealth. You could be an investigator. You could be a detective. Yes, you could open up your own detective firm. But if somebody messes with you and makes you angry, what do you do? Do you go gravitate towards your killer instinct? Oh, you owe me money? Okay. Exactly.
But he's a good watchman. Because they got to have a good eye.
Yes, because they can lamp out in front of people's houses. I am so out of this conversation. Just so you know. I am so out of this conversation. And you know what? Out of all that, get a good understanding. I want you to understand, believers, that God is not just good. God is great. Right. Come on, Ricky Dillo. Let's do it on this Friday. It's Inspiration 1390.
You look real Caribbean.
Hot.
No, you look nice. Did you make it last night? How was it? I was waiting on Valencia. I'm like,
she wasn't coming.
No, she come back and get the babies. Turn it down, so.
That movie was incredible. Stop walking behind the show. You're a distraction. It's rude and ignorant. Oh my God. That's Benjamerson.
Adam just want to be seen, I say. Huh, look.
Looks like I'm be walking all show.
So I walk into
How he gonna do his job, Ben?
I'm gonna walk all show now.
No, you gotta walk that way.
Nope.
Oh my God. You know what? This is why I asked the question.
You know what? That's white privilege. No.
What do you do when you have a drain around you and you really trying to be a fountain? Like literally.
I don't know. I'm just trying to do my job here, whatever your name is.
Drain around
Benji. I'm just trying to do my job, Benji. Gersh.
I think most leaders live lives like that.
What?
We have a lot of drains around us, and we're fountains.
That's not what I asked you, though. I'm asking you, what do you do? So before you
I continuously go to get refilled.
That's a good one. But what do you do about your drain?
What about the drains around you, though?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
put your comments in.
We have, that's why I said that's for every leader, right?
No, it's not just a leader. It could just be anybody.
So if you're not in the leadership role and you got people draining, you just move away. You move around.
But what about when you can't? So I gave the example of what about it's like your mom or your spouse. Like, how do you
divorce your spouse? Because I believe in I choose happy. That's my thing.
But you chose this person at some
point. If I'm not happy, I'm getting out of there. Because my happiness, you got to go. You got to know when to hold them.
Didn't you make a promise to God?
Please, Jarrell, please lend some Gemini wisdom.
It's definitely that. Listen, let me tell you.
You made a promise to God?
I got to take my glasses off.
Well, let me see.
I honestly 100% believe this, right?
Yeah.
I am not living the one life that I have.
100%.
Not happy.
100%.
And if the person that's causing me the most drainage of my happiness, I have to get away from them. Yeah. And guess what? Sometimes it's family. You got to distance yourself. Yeah. I had a family member whom I love. And if I say the family member, everybody's like, wait, what? You love that person. but they were getting ready to get on my nerves on the phone.
Wait, is that like jumping in the rope? I'm getting ready.
They were getting ready, and I felt it. And so instead of them draining me and me getting pissed off at them, I ended the call really quick.
You don't ever try to fill them back up?
No, heck no. But let's just say, dang, you got off the phone quick. I said, yeah, because the conversation was about to take me where, if you know me, when that click back here click, it ain't no unclicking. And I love them enough to say, let me just move around.
Yeah.
Okay, so that begs the question, and this is also it's a major turnoff for viewers to have to watch your tech constantly pacing back and forth behind the show. Well, here's the thing.
Hey,
Let me just
that's radio, baby.
This is not TV, guys. This is radio, and unfortunately, we're in close quarters, and unfortunately, that is exactly how it goes. I get it, but your feedback is definitely valued. We appreciate it, and
you can always listen on the radio if you don't want to watch.
And the fact that you are tuned in is also very appreciated. So thank you, bless you, and appreciate your feedback. Yes. But let's get back to the comments about the drainage. What do you do when you have people that are draining your energy? Like, and particularly if you're an upbeat person. But let's just say you're not that upbeat. Let's just say you're even keel.
I got another example. Nobody said you're leadership.
Yeah, you upbeat.
Unfortunately, and I'm really upbeat. And you know what I did? I'll tell you offline. I want to say something like, wait, you let them what? But somebody just said to me this morning, you have a really upbeat, high
I don't know how you do it.
I
truly don't know how you do it.
But I got somebody that you know that when the phone number name come up, I'm like, it's about to be draining. So I prepare myself for it. But I can't take too much of it. And I had to tell this person yesterday, because I'm one to just listen to people tell me what they don't like and how they feel, and I don't care. And I never say how rude, because I told them, I'm glad you said that, because I got a lot of issues with you that I've never told you. I said, you know what? Thanks to Jamaica and being refreshed, I'm going to let you know all of my problems I have.
And it's the messaging and the message, the way that you deliver the message that's going to determine if someone takes offense or if someone actually receives what you're saying as constructive criticism. But it does, okay, now when you said something about when the phone call and that name comes up, like I know that there's someone that calls me, and when the name comes up, that they're calling to tell me somebody died in the name of the time of the funeral.
Yes.
Literally.
That's what I get.
That's draining to me.
So now I got an example of someone, Adam.
773-455.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Hi.
Now I got an example for you, Tamara, of somebody that's not in my inner circle, not a friend. They're just somebody I'm associated with. And they came to me a few days ago with some negative energy and drained me. And you know what I made up in my mind?
Hey,
I don't really got to fix it. I don't want to be bothered with it.
Are you searching for a
I ain't got to say nothing.
But that's when you can.
That's when you got to just move around.
That's when you can. But if that's your son, your daughter, it's hard.
That is a little hard when that's your child. I know some parents that look grind at night don't talk to his kids.
What if it's your preacher?
You leave the church.
What if it's your preacher? Good one, Jarrell. What if it's your preacher?
Yes, trust me, I know.
If it's your pastor,
get a new church, please.
Deuces.
I'm with you when you right.
Life-changing word.
Where's the action, Jackson?
I'll tell you what's going on.
What's going on is if you're not tuned in behind the scenes, I'm going to tell you, we have some great conversations during the breaks that, listen, one of them just uplifted my spirit, made me laugh. So, but I will say this, yesterday we had a great show.
Yes, we did.
We had great guests. There's so much happening in the city. But I had a thought last night. I wasn't able to attend the private screening. How was it tomorrow?
It was incredible. In the lead-in, I talked about the actual cast, the energy that was in the room, and the movie itself. It was done in such excellent taste. And the message was resonating. I'm sure that all of you, when it actually comes on streaming, you will see it, and it's one that you will watch every time that you are drained, and it will actually fill your fountain back up.
And I'm glad. And I really wanted to come, and I saw videos from people that I knew there. First of all, National Association of Black Journalists hosted this private screening.
Oh, it was packed.
And it was a packed room. I saw the videos, the red carpet,
I'm saying the hotel in itself, period, was packed. It was NBJers all over the place. And the screening was, it was amazing. And then the question and answer, even though we couldn't stay for the entire question and answer, the question and answer period was incredible. Priscilla, just like she was in the studio, was incredible.
She just tagged us before I got on the show, too, to thank us for yesterday. But I was like, I wasn't upset. I'm like, you know what, life happens or can go, but it made me to think about something. And we have to really understand how blessed we are. We were invited to a private screening yesterday. We were invited to see Trump the day before. Neither of us could go. We chose to come and do the show because we love the Believers. But I said to myself, I am so blessed to be invited to these great rooms, right? And sometimes you don't have to go to every room.
No.
Every room you're invited to, you don't have to go to.
But it's just nice to be invited.
It's nice to be invited. But I ended up going to a local establishment in Oak Park.
That sounds like a bar.
You know what? Luce here says it's a beer. No. Well, I did go. So on Thursdays, they do Thursday night out in Oak Park, where all of the restaurants kind of come out and you get tickets. It's like a taste of Oak Park every Thursday. Yeah. And so I said, Otis, come on, me and the boys are going to go hang until we get Valencia. And so we were hanging, and I went by the beer shop. Yes, and Believers, it's just a nice establishment. You had to drink beer. But they had small business vendors in there.
Nice.
And they were black vendors. So, of course, I went in to check.
Were they beer vendors or just
just soap and perfumes. And I asked, how could I get you in the room? But I'm standing there talking. And this lady just belted out, "Oh my God, I know you." And I turned around and I'm like, "Well, I do come in this bar like." No, I'm joking.
No, you're not joking. You're not joking.
But she said, "I know that voice. I know that voice from anywhere." And she said, "I listen to the Brunch Bunch every day." And I'm like, "Okay, so when people say every day, now listen." This woman started spitting everything we talk about there in the bar. She said, the construction guy you announced? I called him that day. He did my bathroom. It was amazing. Wow. The security guy? She said, I'm like, wow. And she's like, and I love Baby Eminem. And I'm like, well, here they are. And she's like, oh, my God. And she said, I met Tamara in person.
Really?
She said, I said, did you remember me? My name's Erica. And I told her I used to work in the building her daycare was in when it was Lutheran services.
We took a picture together.
She has high energy,
she
right?
Does.
And she was telling everybody about, oh my God, he is famous. He's famous. This is Action Jackson from the Brunch Bunch. I'm like, no pictures, no autographs. But shout out to Erica, and I'm missing her last name, but she knows who she is. She's tuned in. But I did put up on Instagram, as funny as I make this to be, like when people say, oh, I know you, I am always honored
as you should
that people are faithfully tuning in to this show every day.
I never get that.
You gotta get out more.
No, I go out. I go out, but people.
You gotta go with the peoples.
I do go
Willie
with the
Wilson
people.
would say.
I am with the peoples, but nobody says stuff like that to me. You know what they come up and say to me?
Well, oh Lord.
Are you Action Jackson's co-host?
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, they do. I'm still honored though because literally, like if you're among the stars, if you're reaching for the moon, you among the stars.
Well, you know what? I get it. Well, this is what I get. Where is Tamara? Like, we do everything together. We do a lot together, though.
That's true.
Thankfully, we are very close. It's not like one of those fake relationships where they hate each other when they walk out the room. Now, Tamara, I may get on her nerves from time to time, but I think she loves me.
Oh, man, I love you.
But believe it, I just said all that to say we appreciate you.
Yes.
We honor you. And Tamara's been talking, so if you're not tuned in, about being a fountain and people draining you, right?
Well, being a fountain versus a drain. And what do you do when you have a person that is draining you?
So I want you to tune into our Facebook, but I want to say this, something that I learned a long time ago. And one of the things Tamara said, how do you do that when it's a family member, when it's somebody so close to you?
No, I'm not talking about second cousins, third cousins that are just
mama, daughter, daddy, sister, brother,
kids.
cousin.
Because, sometimes your kids can drain you. Now, Morty, this has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. I'm just saying, in the whole ecosystem of families.
Yeah.
there are some kids that people like more than others. I'm sorry, it just is. And the parent will tell you, "Oh, I don't have any favorites," but you know what? I got some least favorites.
Right. But you know what? With all that said, no matter who it is, you have to make sure you're putting yourself first. On the plane, it says the flight attendant get up and say every time you fly, before you try to help somebody else, you got to help yourself.
That's true.
And we must remember that, because sometimes our families are affecting us, and it's not even consciously. They're unconsciously affecting us because the enemy uses those closest to us because he knows that it'll get to us.
That's true. But you know what? The enemy has no power over the believers. You know what? I've lost a lot, but I've never, ever lost my faith, because that faith, I don't care if you just have a mustard seed of faith, believers, keep it no matter what your circumstances are, because you will be blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blessed from the crowns of your heads to the soles of your feet, no matter where you are. Maverick City, come through and bless the peoples. It's Inspiration 1390.
The peoples.
The peoples. Elijah, I love you. Oh my God, my nephew, I love you, my baby. It's so good to see your name up here. What's up, Larry Roberts Jr.? That's fun.
No, honestly, y'all, but she did say, "I know you." I'm like, "Yeah, I come up with you." Well, you know what? I don't know if my voice. I've heard that it's very distinctive, right? So when I talk, people always, if they listen.
Did you say your voice is stinky?
No. If it is, I got meant for that.
I didn't hear that. I was kidding.
But I do need one, because I don't have one.
We have a great guest for you today. I want to see your comments. What do you do? Hello, beautiful people. How are you?
You guys sit right here.
How are you doing?
Awesome.
Good,
How are you?
Good.
Y'all looking like twins.
You think so?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Now who's Kayla?
I'm good.
Oh, it's you, Kayla. Okay. Hi, Kayla.
Hello.
That's so good to
You
see
said
you.
that like you sure you Kayla.
No, I thought you said
Oh my God,
Kayla, like I had mispronounced it. That's why.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm the mama.
Hey, Mama. What's your name?
Helen.
Helen and Kayla.
Oh my God, my grandmother's name.
Oh, don't tell me that. Everybody's grandma named Helen.
I got some candy, yeah.
Adam, don't walk behind my camera.
Feeling fed up with your boss.
Do not walk behind your camera.
So you're tomorrow?
I am.
Okay.
Going down
And Marcel.
Yes,
Absolutely right.
The Chicago Teachers Union.
Turn that down.
1901 West.
Okay, guys. We are talking about fountains and drains. And of course, these are people. What do you do when you're trying to be a fountain and someone is draining you? Put your comments in the thread.
So what do you do, Tamara?
Well,
you ain't figured that out yet.
it depends. It depends on my energy level when you're draining me. Like I have had a situation where someone super close to me was just from the word go, from the time we got on the phone. Hey, I don't know. I just don't know what to do. What's the problem? Well, my leg hurts. Why does your leg hurt? I scratched it. Some people ain't got legs, right? So then it just became a roller coaster of negativity. Finally, I just said, is there anything that's going good in your life? And she was like, oh yeah. So that reminded her that there were things that were going good. 2 seconds after that, she pivoted back to the negativity, and I just screamed, I can't take it no more.
What did she say? Oh, you screamed literally?
I screamed literally.
Well, people like that, and I got somebody closer, and I'll just be like, today, not today.
And that was what I was getting at. That day, I just didn't have the capacity. Yeah. Some days you have bigger capacities for that. Not that you should have it any day, but no day is good. Like nothing in that day is good. Like nothing is happening for you great.
Today, last day.
The fact that we talking because you got breath in your body, ain't that something to celebrate?
But everybody doesn't have that.
4, 5, 4.
CPS.
That's the first time I've seen Bill.
Yeah, that's what happens on CPS.
Oh, man.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your main man, Action Jackson. And I'm proud to be sitting next to the fountain full of love and joy herself.
You got that right. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm super excited. When you say love and joy, we bring the best guests. Now, we might not bring them personally. That's that candy you gave me. But we definitely they gravitate to us. So the laws of attraction are real. And we did not miss with today's guest. Miss Kayla Austin is in the building, y'all. And we are thrilled to welcome her to the Brunch Bunch today. Kayla is a second-year Howard University. In his head.
In my mind.
Honorary.
And she's a student majoring in film with a minor in political science. And as a brilliant mind behind the innovative SmartPad safety device, she has passionately dedicated herself to combating youth gun violence and creating safer communities. Well, Kayla's impactful work has earned her numerous accolades, including recognition from Teen Vogue, a national and international publication, and the National Urban League. We want to give a big Brunch Bunch welcome to Kayla Austin. That sound like Oprah right there. Kayla Austin.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. You are doing some amazing things early. You got to it quick, didn't you?
Yes, very quick.
Well, shout out, first of all, to Howard University.
Our
vice president, soon to be president's alma mater. So
yes,
you're on the right path. Oh, so wrong.
Yes.
Don't start. Don't start. Jesus. Pinkies up. But listen, Kayla, I've been doing some research on you, and I think what you're doing is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Can you just tell us about the SmartPad and how it works to enhance gun safety in home?
Yeah, so the SmartPad is something that I came up with when I was 12. I think just being in Gen Z, I was like, find my iPhone, I can track my wallet, I can know what's going on with different things going in my home. And so around that time, I think it was after the shooting of Hadiya Pendleton, and I was on a research project where I was studying gun violence against children and teens. And so I thought I would learn more about like school shootings and mass shootings, but I learned that most shootings with young people stem from having their parents' gun in the home. And so that led to me creating the SmartPad, which parents can put, or firearm owners can put it anywhere in the home. So a lot of gun owners with children, people want their guns to be accessible if somebody breaks into their house. So a lot of gun owners are not storing them in safes. They put them in drawers, shelves, and discreet places. And so the SmartPad can be placed anywhere. And if a child or anyone that's unauthorized moves a gun from our device, our users notified through their phone that their gun was moved. And from there, they can either call local law enforcement or an emergency contact. And then also on the SmartPad, we have a speaker. So kind of like a baby monitor. If you want to record yourself saying like, hey, put that gun down, or hey, don't touch that, you can do that too. So
oh, wow.
That's what our device is.
Well, I'm very happy that your research got you there and nothing personal, no personal tragedy that you lost someone to gun violence. But certainly it is inspiring that you're helping people not continue to lose people to gun violence, because it is a cycle and it's all over the United States. I would venture to say all over the world. But when I travel abroad and I hear different things about how people are interacting, it's different. They fight, we shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
So how does the SmartPad specifically aim to prevent unauthorized access to firearms and reduce gun violence? I think you touched on that, but specifically, I want you to explain, do you put the gun on the SmartPad? Do you register it? Is there something that connects it to it? So how exactly does that work?
Yeah, so you place the gun on the SmartPad. It has a super long battery life that's like 24 hours. And if it needs to be charged again, it'll tell you through the application. And so you can place the SmartPad like in a drawer, shelf, anywhere you place your firearm, and you place your firearm on top of it. And once it's removed, instantly you're notified. So
the firearm doesn't have to have a collaborating QR code or anything. It's just the sensitivity of the firearm being on the pad that makes it work.
And it's connected to our app as well. So when you get the product, you download the My Guns and Moved app. You pair the device to your phone. You can have more than one pad, because we know a lot of people, they got like 6 of them, Like
Jarrell over here, probably,
Yeah, some people got like 5 or 6. Yeah, so you can pair multiple of the pads to the app, and the app is where you get notified.
Wow.
That's amazing, because we report here we've reported too many stories of young people. The story reported the gun was on the nightstand. where the parents sleep and then the baby got it and shot himself, or the baby took the gun to school and the parents didn't know and shot the teacher. So what you're doing is helping to prevent these type of things from happening.
Yes, and a lot of these accidents, they happen 8 times a day. So a lot of times we're seeing kids bring them to school, but sometimes kids are accidentally shooting their siblings or parents on accident. And so now we're seeing is that, like, especially in the state of Michigan, they just created a safe storage law. So, like, if your child gets access to your firearm, their parents can now be held accountable. And it's happened a few times since February is when the policy went into effect. So yeah, it's changing. Parents are being held accountable for it too.
So getting this kind of recognition from widespread national and international publications like Teen Vogue and also the NAACP, what actually drew their attention to you and your incredible device?
Yeah, I think what drew their attention to me was that I came up with this when I was young. Like I just turned 21, you know, legal. But I think the fact that I was young and came up with this is really what caught a lot of people's attention, because it's an issue that, you know, we've been talking about for years, and like especially in Chicago, we hear about this every single day. And so I think the fact that I was using technology is something that got people's attention. And I think what I really want people to gain from my story is that even when you're young, if you have an idea, like, it's okay to stick with it. Don't let anyone tell you it's a bad idea. Keep going.
I love it. And, you know, Gen Zers are my least favorite group. If Justice was here when I interned, he was Gen Z. We always going at it. But no, but when you think of Gen Z and you think of young and you think of, you know, you created this when you were 15? 12. At 12, you thinking, I'm outside, I'm playing, I ain't worried about gun violence. How did you get on this activist march and journey? What encouraged you to move this way?
Yeah, I grew up being pretty active with the Rainbow Push Coalition and Reverend Jackson. Yes, I invited him to speak to my 8th grade class. My mom helped me organize that. And so since then, like, I was really involved with Push, and I think seeing like the greatness and like the amount of respect that he has for the work that he's done for not just like Chicago, but our country and the whole world. Yeah, he does everything. So I think being around him and just seeing his aura and what he exudes and the amount of respect that he gets, I think that also I think that inspired me as well to like want to stand up and do something.
Well, you know, you did something, and you done something exceptional. You know, we always try to encourage people, when you do it in excellence. But what were some of the drawbacks that you faced while you were trying to develop this smart pad, and particularly for gun detection?
Some drawbacks were definitely, so I was 12. I didn't know what, I'm more of so my device has to do with technology, but I'm more of like a visionary creative person. And both of my parents are engineers, have a background in electrical engineering. And so everything that we've been doing has been new for them too, but I at least was able to be like, you know, like, could this work? Or how does the circuit board go into this? So grateful to have them, like, have their expertise for that.
Right in house.
Yeah, literally in-house. But when I was 13, I had a lawyer who heard about what I was doing and was willing to go pro bono to help me like apply for my first patent. So for the first design that it had a patent pending, we redesigned it. So now we have a patent pending for like the design that's on our website now. So yeah, definitely having my parents helped. And I think getting funding was also a really big thing for us, getting funding and mentorship. And in my sophomore year, I applied to Pharrell Williams' Black Ambition Prize. So my first investor is Pharrell, and they give us $25,000 to like really get off the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, so that program and receiving mentorship, having that network, it's definitely helped me when it comes to drawbacks. I know that I can reach out to them at any point.
Well, that is amazing.
Yeah, well, you know what? I see that you're a film major with a minor in political science.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like it should have been a poli-sci major with a minor in film, but they both go hand in hand. As we see, our former president Donald Trump is an actor, so
he didn't go to film school though.
Yeah, well,
clearly,
you know,
clearly.
How do you integrate your creative passions with your advocacy work?
Yeah, I think My Guns and Moved is definitely. It was based off of me being creative, just like the idea of the product had to do with creativity. And, you know, when it comes to organizing, I think that activism and being politically involved like looks different for everybody. For me, it was in technology and using my creative ideas to bring something to the surface. And then we also have, I think I mentioned, like when I came up with this, I thought I was going to learn about mass shootings and school shootings. And that was really because of what I was seeing mostly on TV. And so one thing I really do I want to use my film degree a little bit in this to share the stories of people that have been impacted by in-home gun violence and these accidental shootings that happen every single day, but they don't get the story time.
Well, this is huge. In fact, this is really, really big. And your research, we want to delve into that when we come back. Some of the things that you learned on your journey to researching before, and even now as you continue to make modifications on your incredible device. So big, y'all. This is huge.
It's huge.
Pastor Mike, let's do it. It's big. It's Inspiration 1390. Ooh.
Huge.
This
huge.
is huge.
This is huge.
Hey, Donna. Hey, Dana. Hey, Shy Model. Hey, Tins. What happened?
We'll get you on.
It was legal, right?
Why
No,
you
said you asked him too many questions.
Wait, look. I'm joking. He was. Of course, it was legal.
Of course, it was legal. But you know what? So is there like a little cradle or something? Or you just literally just set it
on
the
pad, the website.
And how big is it?
She gonna show.
I've seen it. I looked it up too. I'm very impressed.
It's about the size of a handgun. That's what it's designed for. It's the size right now.
No, imagine because you know how sometimes. So I got like the gun safe. It goes under the counter, and it kind of opens. And I'm wondering, could I like put that in there to sit the gun on to added protection?
You can. Only thing is Wi-Fi is powered by Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi doesn't go through metal.
Gotcha.
When you open it, however.
Right. So when it's open, if somebody moves it, then I'll know too. Okay, I like that.
This is what it looks like. Like a little platform.
Oh, wow.
And it's able to be purchased now.
Yeah, we're doing
pre-orders. And you get a discount if you pre-order.
Okay,
And it's not expensive, but I mean it's extensive. Like for what it's doing and who it's saving, it's really super duper affordable.
So let's make sure we talk about the pre-order.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start ordering.
Okay, I want you to fade it for me.
You ready now?
Yep, ready now.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm in the studio with so many good people. But the one that you know the most is your main man,
Action Jackson, and I am so excited. First of all, I love business, I love entrepreneurship, and I love young people that are getting into entrepreneurship. What are your long-term goals for the My Guns Been Moved movement and the impact you hope it will have on communities?
Yeah, my long-term goal is for this to be, for every firearm owner in America to have one. I think it's so needed to be able to monitor your firearm safely. So yeah, long-term, I want every American to have this. Even if like you have a wallet or something, you want to know if it's been moved, get that for that too. And I think I mentioned just like the media element that we want to add where we're sharing the stories of people that have had these instances occur to them. That's also something I want to do. So yeah.
You said wallet. So
some
when your cousins come over that you know, you still put your wallet on there and it'll alert you, catch them right there and there.
Well, you know what? I love the fact that it's so affordable.
Yeah.
And that people who have guns, and particularly those that have small or mid-aged children in the house, can actually activate it with ease. And it's super for you. Taking pre-orders now. How can people buy it?
You can buy it by going to mygunsandmove.com, press our pre-order link, and right now it's $50. So go ahead and put down your deposit.
mygunsbeenmoved.com. mygunsbeenmoved.com. And it's $49.99, of course, plus tax, but $50 is a little bit of an investment.
For the deposit.
Yeah, just for the deposit.
For the deposit. Oh, okay.
Because it's in the pre-order stage. So let's talk about that.
Yes.
Can you explain where you at now, what phase, and what's the next phase, and what can we expect?
Yeah, where we're at now is that we're on the last stages of our product development. So In this next couple of weeks, we're going to get 10 working models. So we're going to have some gun owners test it out, see if it needs some tweaks before we mass manufacture it. But right now we are doing the pre-orders. So the $50 deposit, the full price would be $199. But if you get it now with the $50 pre-order deposit, it'll be $150 for you.
But still, $199 is a pittance when you talk about prevention.
Mm-hmm.
You save somebody's life for under $200, literally.
Wow.
Now, we said before we went to break that we were going to talk about some of the stories that your research uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the impactful stories that you found out about gun violence, and particularly in young people that maybe the general public doesn't know about?
Yeah, some things I found out were that there are 82 million gun owners in the United States, and there are 320 million guns. So that means there are more guns than people. And 47% of gun owners do not store their firearms in a safe, and they leave it unlocked and loaded, which means that children, it's accessible to children. And it was really these stats. I was like, okay, like something has to happen because there's an opportunity here.
So wait a minute, let me go back over this. 47% of the people that own these 320 million guns do not store them safely.
Yes.
So that's an accident not waiting to happen, begging to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I get it, so that's why I like your product. Because my gun is in my safe, which is in another room, right? And if somebody run up in the house, I gotta walk all the way down. It's gonna take me a minute to get down the hall.
You do know you're on radio, right?
Well, I'm fine. Well, I got something else for you where you walk up in there. But listen, but I'm saying now with this type of product, I can have it in the room,
accessible,
and accessible to be able to say, hey, I'm keeping it right here, so if you run up in here, we're ready for you. But if somebody grab it, I'm gonna know immediately.
Yeah.
Well, you have garnered several recognitions and awards. I would like for you to talk about those recognitions and awards and your mission with this entire Smart Pad. I know it's not for the awards. I know that it's for preserving people.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of those awards. It's always nice to be recognized for your work.
Yeah, I would say the first major award, I've gotten a few, but like I feel like the ones where I was like, okay, this is pretty big. My freshman year at Howard, so I'm also a senior now, so I have one more year left. This is kind of scary, but my freshman year, I was recognized by AT&T as a Rising Future Maker.
Wow!
Thank you. I was a part of their first cohort, so there were like 25 of us, and we got to meet Lala Anthony and a couple NBA players. Like we got to network with for that day, so that was the first time where like my face was nationally showcased. So like Michigan Avenue AT&T store is closed now, but like they had my face all over that store for a while, which is really cool.
And what a pretty face to have.
Thank you. What else? I'm trying to think. So I feel like Black Ambition, which was Pharrell's initiative, I feel like that kind of opened the door for a lot of things. I feel like that opened the door for Teen Vogue, a lot of recognition that I began to get. And that program was absolutely amazing.
Kayla, before we get out of here, and you know what? You shouldn't give to be seen, but you should be seen giving, right? And you've been seen giving, and that's why you've been recognized. But now we want people to be able to give to you, right? And I know as an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, one, you want the pre-sales. You want you to pre-order. That helps to move production along and the business along. But are you still looking for investors? There may be somebody listening saying, I like this, I want to invest. Are you?
Absolutely, yes.
And how can they contact you?
So you can contact us by emailing us at info@mygunsandmove.com, or if you go to mygunsandmove.com, on our website there's a contact form, so you can get directly to me.
Now, Kayla, are you saying My Guns and Move or My Guns Been Move?
My Guns Been Move.
Okay. I just want to get that right so that the believers can make sure that they've got the right way to get to you and save their families. Now, I just want to pivot just a little bit while we have just a minute of time, because you stated that your mom and your dad are both engineers. You happen to have your beautiful mom here in the studio. Mama Helen, when she came to you with this idea, what was your knee-jerk reaction?
I said, we've got to get this to market.
Oh, you knew it immediately.
I knew she was a creative kid. This is like her third invention.
Wow.
But this one, I said, this one, we've got to figure out how to get this to market, because we were watching the news, right? Which helped her come up with the idea. And actually, thanks to NAACP AXO, that's the program she was in. But yeah, we really were trying to support her. We said, well, whatever we have to do in order to help save lives, we're going to do that.
I'm so glad you said that. My brother wanted to be a singer. My mother said, singers don't make no money. So
No, I did want her to be an engineer. Don't get me wrong. But she said no.
She engineered it though.
She did.
She
That's
definitely
amazing.
engineered
Well, shout
it.
out to you, Miss Helen, and your husband,
Thank
because having supportive parents along the journey makes a world of a difference, right?
Definitely.
Because the world may not want to accept your idea, but when you got your parents behind you, it helps you to move along further. Believers, go to mygunsbeenmoved.com.
Yes.
mygunsbeenmoved.com. Pre-order your My Guns Been Moved
Smart
pad. And if you're interested, don't miss out on a great investment opportunity, because I'm doing the math on 320 million guns,
Yes.
82 million owners. So
If you just get $1 from every owner,
no,
it's all
no,
good.
we get 190. Look, we get 199. Do the math, believers. Get your investments ready. But listen, we are,
out. We always want to encourage you to keep Love 24
Thank you. Sorry, before we go. Thank you again, Kayla. Woo-hoo. And shout out to Pamela Blackman for setting this interview up. She's doing amazing work in the world.
Yes, she is. You know what, y'all? You guys are amazing, and we try to bring you upliftment, encouragement, and resources that you can use. But in the meantime, until Monday, we want you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, perfect stranger, that you love them. Show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love. Land on love. You're drained.
I love you too. Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you
too. Up next is party time, y'all.
Have
a great weekend and peace. Hey guys, thank you so much. I can't
did that because you were going real fast too.
You are not the choir director. First, you over there conducting. And if someone was actually looking at you, they would be off.
But you can multitask. Now, if you did that to me, I would have.
Thank you guys.
Y'all have a lot of fun.
Can
I get a couple pictures?
We're good. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much. I love you. I did that wrong. I hope they come up again. There you go.
Now unto him who was able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. It's great music.
AC.